Right, we're going to make a lasagna today. We made the Bolognese last week, so you know how to make the Bolognese. This is a very similar one. And I'm going to show you how to make a cheese sauce this time using flour and margarine as opposed to flour and corn flour and milk like we did last time. So in a pan, I have melted 25 grams of margarine. And I'm going to add the flour, which is going to be about 35 grams. I might need a little bit more here, a bit more margarine than I would like. So I'm going to do one more tablespoon. So we'll say about 50 grams of flour goes into there, and you stir it around until you get what we call a roux, and it moves around the pan freely. You want this to cook out for a little bit, otherwise you get a very floury taste in your sauce. Just let it cook for a little bit. It's moving around, quite putty really. And then you can add some milk, bit at a time, until it all absorbs into the flour and margarine. Just going to put this up a little bit, I think. I say I'm not used to electric. If you keep stirring it, then hopefully you won't get any lumps. You can see it's thickening up, absorbing all the milk as we go along. Again, I think we'll check the milk in a minute, see how much, because that was 200 ml, so eat more than that. Oops, making a mess. Mixing away. We're going to need a tad more milk. Obviously, if you have any cheese sauce left, you can make some macaroni cheese, which we did the week before. Milk.
On that trolley.
On
the trolley?
Yes, on my trolley. On my trolley. So, that's probably going to need about 400 ml, I think, probably, of milk. Let's see. Quite laborious, this. It takes time to do. You can warm the milk first. I find it too many pans, too much washing up. So there we go, it's starting to thicken up again. A bit orange, but there we go. I've got a whisk as well, I like a whisk. That helps so the lumps. You don't have to have a whisk, it's just my preference. See it's thickening up nicely. Add some more milk. So you just have to bear with it. I could say 400 ml of milk, and you might need a bit more, and you might need a bit less. Right, nearly there. Slightly too thick, I think, still. We've got to add the cheese, so that'll make it even thicker. So, a tad more milk. There we go. You see the nice and silky sauce and no lumps. perseverance. Right, now I grated 200 grams of cheese. And I think I also showed you before, if you haven't got a grater, you can just chop it up because it will melt in the cheese sauce anyway, in the sauce. Right, so carefully add cheese. Again, this is going to be cheese to taste preference. We've used mature here, but if you don't want, you could use mild. It's entirely up to you. And please, please do taste when you're cooking. Otherwise, how do you know what it tastes like? Oh, dear me, make a bit of a mess. Let that just cook a little bit. Going to add a little bit of pepper, just a little bit. Not going to put any salt because obviously the cheese is quite salty, so you don't really want any more in there. Like I said before, you can add blue cheese to this, any bits and pieces you've got in your fridge, just stick it in. It's the beauty of a cheese sauce. I reckon that's going to be another bit more milk. I've kept a little bit of the cheese back to put on top of the lasagna before it goes into the oven. And like I said to you, taste. Spoon and taste. Might need a bit more cheese. That's nice. Very nice. So I might just add a bit more cheese because I do like it cheesy. I'll grate some more to go on the top. No double dipping. Make sure you wash your spoon. There we go. I think that's done. Final taste just to make sure. Yep, that's good. Okay. Turn off the cheese sauce. Your mince has been sitting, cooling down a little bit, which is fine. Now comes the fun part of layering the lasagna. Okay, now we'll put the lasagna together. So the cheese sauce is made, the bolognese is made, and we're now going to put it all together. Now everyone has their own way of doing things. I like a layer for each. I like a layer of everything. That's just the way I roll. This is going to fall off. It's better. Right, so there. So we're going to put a layer of bolognese. Don't have to be too bad on the bottom ones. You really want it to have a couple of layers. There we go. Yeah. This pre-prepared lasagna sheet's much easier. And if you're lucky, no, not quite, they'll fit the pan. So that's it, just layer it. There we go. First one's not too bad. And then a little bit of sauce. There we we go. Again, don't have to go mad on the first couple of layers. You want to make sure you need to leave enough to go on the top to cover the top properly. Okay. Do that again because I'll probably have that on the floor in a minute. Ooh. So, layer again. This should feed, well, I would say at least 4, if not maybe 6, with a garlic bread and some salad. It'd be lovely. There we go. Nice little crack. There we go. Same again. There we go, there we go. We might get 2 layers, I'm not sure that we will. Now, will I get 2 layers and will that be too much, do you think? Let's have a little look. Question here. Shall we try
like
it?
I said, we can always use the. Do you mean in height or the?
Yeah. Do you think we'll get another layer in? That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Okay. One more. I think we might just get the last little bit in here. Actually, I think you'd be right. Look at that. It's going to look pretty impressive. The last little bit. Yeah, look at that. Don't waste any scrape out. There we go. Yum, yum, if I say so myself. Alright, let's try and snap these nicely. Just put a little bit in the middle. Just for the last little bit. Push it down a tad. And then pour this over the top. There we go. Making sure all the pasta sheets are covered because they do need to be covered. You've got a little bit of sauce left, which if it was my children they'd be eating out of the saucepan. So, right, now some cheese to go over the top. And into the oven it goes. I've got the oven on at around about 180, so, and then we're going to put it in for probably 25 minutes, I think. So, okay, so put the lasagna on a baking dish, and then twofold. It stops it from messing everywhere, it's spilling over and dirtying your oven. It's also easier to get in and out of the oven. Right, here we go. Ooh, she says, and you're dropping it then. In 180 to 190 degrees for about 25-30 minutes, making sure it's piping hot and nice and brown on the top. Okay, as by magic 25 minutes has gone past and we're going to take the lasagna out of the oven. Please, please, please be careful taking it out of the oven. It's going to be very hot. But that is what you are aiming for. Look at that. Does that not look lovely? I think that looks pretty good myself. Look at that. You can see it's bubbling at the bottom, so you know it's cooked. Voila, lasagna. You need it to set a little bit. Oh, look at that. There we go. I think that looks pretty lovely. We had some salad, garlic bread. Delish.